Jordan, but I'm also one of your creative coaches inside the creative coaching group. In the very first video, I taught you guys how to make this mini home wreath, which is a really great idea for campers or assisted living places, places that don't have a lot of room, because this only measures about 22 inches, 21 to 22 inches wide. But you'll notice on this wreath that there's one component that's missing. I wanted to show you guys how to take this exact same everyday wreath and make it interchangeable by using one simple thing, and that's to make bows. You can interchange the bows. You can make different holidays, different seasons. So in this one, we're going to make this a Christmas wreath just by making a Christmas bow. We're going to put this ribbon at the front. So this is going to be our first set of loops, and all I'm doing is making a tail, pinching and running that together, making a loop, pinching that, running that together, and twisting it, making another loop, pinching it, running that back together. We're going to go ahead and put our tail. So this is really what you should end up with: a tail pointing down, a tail pointing up, and a bow tie. So next we're going to use our red, our 1.5 inch red. And all of my ribbons did come from Deco Exchange. I like using these 50-yard rolls of ribbon because it's I get more bang for my buck. So making a tail, pinching it, making a loop, pinch, and twist. You always want to make sure you're doing that twist part. I'm holding my ribbon together, twisting it, making another loop, pinch, and even though this ribbon doesn't have a pretty or ugly side, I'm still making sure that I'm twisting and facing that pretty side, what would be considered the pretty side, up. So that's what you should have right now: 4 loops and 4 tails. So next I want to bring in that patterned ribbon, which I chose this pattern ribbon because it has Christmas colors in it, but it's also a fun polka dot ribbon. I love some polka dots, but you've got some red and green and some glitter, so it's perfect for Christmas. So making another tail, pinch, gonna start making my loop, pinch. And remember how I said on that other ribbon that on the solid color it may not have a pretty side or an ugly side, a definite pretty and an ugly side, but this one does. Y'all, if I just made my bow like this, look how dull that is. You can barely see the polka dots. So this is what you consider the ugly side. Now, in order for you to see the pretty side, I'm holding that ribbon and you need to twist it facing towards you. Okay? Making a loop. So now you see how I've got the pretty side on both. Pinching that and then twisting that, because you always want to make sure that your tail you're able to see as well. So you always want the pretty sides facing up, facing out towards you. Getting my green, making a tail, pinch, make a loop, pinch, and even though this one doesn't have a pretty and ugly side, I'm always making sure that this is the pretty side right here, so I need that facing towards me, twisting it, pinching that, running that together, and twist. Okay, so now getting a pipe cleaner, and you see where my middle finger is, this one right here, holding that with my holding that bow together with my other 2 fingers and my thumb. I'm going to run that pipe cleaner right through there, holding that, getting a zip tie, making sure to gather all that ribbon, and you see that little gap right here in between my two fingers? I'm going to run that zip tie through there. And start cinching it shut. Start letting go of my bow. But before I totally close up that zip tie, I want to make sure that my tails and my loops are doing exactly what I want them to do. Because we are going to cut some of these loops and some of these tails anyways when I dovetail them. But that's about right. I'm going to cut that zip tie. And this is what you should have left. This is what your bow should look like. An 8-loop bow with 8 tails. Okay? So look how pretty that bow is for Christmas. You've got the reds and the greens. And now I'm just going to come back through and I'm going to dovetail these ribbons. And right here under the M and the E is where I want to attach my bow. Okay, so I'm turning that around. Going to run that right through. I'm just twisting that in. So now we have our everyday wreath turned into a Christmas wreath just by switching out our bow. Okay. So if you have limited space, this is the perfect way to change that out. So now it's a Christmas wreath just by simply adding a bow.